Rand
This
Paul compares basketball
motherfucker.
players to rap
This
stars.
motherfucker, man.
He said the
Here, I
quiet
got the
part out
video
loud.
too.
He
Hey,
got way too comfortable. And what was that? That was the House? No, I think that,
Yeah.
yeah, the House or the Senate.
Oh, that was a Senate. He's a
Senate,
Senate.
yeah. And he said that shit pretty much saying, I like my athletes broke.
Well, he was like, "Oh yeah, it's messing up the purity." That's pretty much what he said, because he said, "Yeah, when they didn't get paid and they was motherfucker, if they don't get paid, then the coaches shouldn't get millions of fucking dollars."
That part.
Yeah, play that shit.
Ruled unanimously that the NCAA can't invoke their rules. And so they've completely screwed up college athletes. We used to be proud. Many of us love watching amateur athletes that weren't paid. Now everybody that plays basketball in college is going to be driving a Bentley or a Rolls. I mean, we're going to be seeing rap stars instead of basketball stars. I mean, this is crazy. But you know why it happened? Because Congress sat around and said, oh, well, because of antitrust, we can't let the NCAA do it. It went to the court, and the court made the ruling, unfortunately, a unanimous ruling based on the law. So the law's got to change. Antitrust shouldn't be involved with association. The court ruled unanimously that the NCAA.
fuck this dude.
Right, yeah.
Colleges take advantage of players all day
how-
long. I
for
mean,
how
they
long?
monetized,
For how long?
forever.
And the only time
Yeah,
I
they-
paid attention to it, sorry to cut you off, fam, was during Michigan's run, that Fab Five, with Chris Webber and Juwan Howard and Jalen Rose and all those guys, because they said they were broke as shit, but would go to Foot Locker and see that their jerseys were selling like hotcakes.
Yeah.
And these cats were the ones who started wearing black socks. And he was like, Nike they couldn't keep black socks after they wore them inside the finals or whatever, when they were making it to the playoffs and all that. And they was like, dude, we were broke as shit. Like, I had to go home to my mama's house to get a meal. But yet, our jerseys and stuff is selling out. The shoes we wearing, everything else we rocking is selling, like hotcakes. But yeah, for him, he said the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
He them broke. It's amateur, but yet, like you said, eloquently, the coaches shouldn't get paid.
Right.
The amount of money that they making. And that's why they don't even want to go to the league. They're making more money in college.
And here's the thing about it, man. When it was explained to me that those other programs run off for the football money. Mainly the football money, but it's the basketball money too. And so my thing is, those scholarships that other motherfuckers are getting are coming off the backs of these fucking athletes. And it's like, it ain't messing up nothing. They still playing as hard because they trying to get to the next level.
Yep.
Now, maybe women's basketball is different because, hell, the college girls are making more than the WNBA players. And a lot of them coming out like, oh, that's fucked up. Well, you ain't bringing nobody. You ain't filling the WNBA seats.
This is why the girls are staying their whole floor.
They don't want to
leave.
leave.
Old girl who just won.
She like, I'm good.
Yeah, she's like, good. You know how much money I made last year?
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, I'm good. All her endorsements. Yeah, like you said, man, they're making more than the damn WNBA.
Right. They ain't gonna want to go nowhere. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing
part.
because let me tell you something. My son, who ended up going to the NFL, my stepson, I ain't gonna take full pride like I'm, but look, man, everybody didn't have a mom like my wife who really took care of him. A lot of them cats was up there, man, and all they was getting was them 2 little meals that they get those athletes. But any little money, like they give them checks, they give them some money. And these motherfuckers was sending it back home to their families. You know what I'm saying?
And we look for the holidays.
Right. And we
can't pay that cell phone bill. Yeah.
Yeah. And we look like, hey man, their family shouldn't be in their pockets, which I firmly believe that they shouldn't. But it's hard for a young person to be in school. You getting 2 squares, you got room and board, but your family back there having a hard time. This ain't black. This the Samoan families that was having it hard. The Hispanic, some of these
college students.
It's college students, man. Yeah. So I mean, I agree with him as far as when he said, yeah, the government don't need to be in that shit. But yeah, homie, the government also don't need to be involved in abortion, motherfucker, because I want to say he said, yeah, I'm 100% pro-life. I believe life begins at the conception, and that abortion takes the life of an innocent human being. So why don't you get your priorities right and focus on what you're supposed
But
to be
you
focusing on.
notice he said the basketball players
Yeah, he
are going to
did.
be the thing that triggered me was
The rappers shit.
Now
Right.
they're going to be driving Bentleys and Rolls.
Right.
Because
Well,
that's bad for a college student to have that access. But what about the legacy kids
man,
who
look,
get that shit at high school graduations?
they don't want. Listen,
You see what I'm saying?
Let's
Like,
call it what it is.
Yeah, they're supposed to carry on the legacy of having a Land Cruiser.
Right. They don't like
all these high-end cars.
Yeah.
But you start seeing these kids, these basketball players, suddenly come up.
Right. They don't like these fucking black kids with this money.
You got to understand that Rand Paul came from a racist household. If you remember, from like the 1970s up until like the mid 90s, his daddy had a newsletter. And these were some of the things that showed up in that fucking newsletter that he said was ghostwritten, but signed by
That's
Ron
what
Paul.
he said. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. I mean, don't
fall from the tree. Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I got to disagree with you. The government should be involved in this. The government is responsible for regulating commerce, and they stole the likeness of these children for decades. How many times could these kids play themselves in an EA Sports video game and never see a dime?
There you go.
$60 fucking video game.
There you go.
There
you go.
It just, man.
Yeah, there was a guy from forget the name. He played for UCLA. He brought this up. I think he started this whole lawsuit against the colleges or whatever. He played for UCLA. He sells cars out here now. I forget his name. He's like 6'7", 6'8". Damn, I forget his name. But you could clearly see bald head, tall guy. He was like, "Look, that's me on the video game." And that's what prompted like all this to get the ball rolling for these kids to get these NIL deals.
See, and I'm glad.
O'Bannon.
I remember Dion was in favor of this shit. He was like, hell yeah, they need to get paid. People don't understand what these athletes go through. And so when you see, that's the problem with a lot of these politicians, man. They worry about the wrong shit and they don't understand the power that their words have in that type of bully pulpit. Like I was winning when he was getting at Fauci and all of that shit. But he over the years, he's kind of proven to be a real dickhead about things, man. And it's like, why not say rock stars, man? You know what I'm saying? Why not use
anything? Yeah, I pay attention to the wording and who he's talking about. He didn't say baseball.
It's code switching.
He didn't say baseball. He didn't say the swimmers.
Right. This dude is sitting. He
said the basketball players.
He's sitting in his chair, filling an agenda. He's getting paid by some large, obviously. For some private college to say exactly what the fuck he said.
That's exactly what happened.
Making the people that benefited by being black and rap stars. Now, every racist in America say, yeah, fuck them niggas and take their money away.
It's always
fulfill his agenda.
It's always this fucking attack just out of left field. That comes on black motherfuckers. See, this is my thing. Remember?
Hey, hold on. Before you finish your thought, it didn't come out of left field. It came right center out of his mouth.
Absolutely. You have. Thank you for the correction. You remember the situation? I think that was Stanford, where they found out the Full House woman and the other actress and their husbands.
Yeah, they paid. Yeah, they paid for their kids. Yeah,
and it was this whole big thing because they weren't the only ones, but we never heard who the fuck else was doing it because that's a whole big thing. These people ain't earning their way in the goddamn school. That's why everybody talks about those legacy admissions, but we ain't talking about the motherfuckers that pay a couple dollars. And I know it's more, but I'm just saying they pay a couple dollars to get their lazy ass, don't know shit ass kids in there that don't even want to be there. Her daughter
said she didn't. She said the only thing she wanted to do is go to the football game.
That's it.
She didn't want to do nothing else, but she's like, I want to go to the college parties in the football games from her own daughters. She's like, I
Right.
didn't. My mom and them wanted me to have that on my resume. If you got that kind of money, just buy me a fucking degree.
But you got Mindy Kalig's brother out here in the Ramaswamis and you know, it's not all of them, because a lot of those agents did come out and say, man, we ain't riding with this. They putting us out there. It was the Bloom dude he started this shit. But you know, they was like, man, we gonna be put out here as the face of this shit. But you got all of these people like, yeah, you know, blacks are taking up spots 2 to 4%, nigga. They
And
taking
they're
up
the
2
best.
to 4.
Yeah, and they're the best of the best. They're not just letting them in. You gotta
They
have
not
what
just letting
damn
them
near a
in.
4.0.
Right, like Joy Reid. Joy Reid is a fucking idiot, because she got up there and she said, if it wasn't for affirmative action, I wouldn't have gotten into Harvard. You know, now I had the grades and all of that. No, that's what the fuck you should have said, because then Charlie Kirk goes out here, because she named off Michelle Obama, this person, that person, that person, and she was like, it was affirmative action, and he was like, see, are we making this up? That's what I'm saying. These people don't realize what the fuck comes out of their mouth is going to reverberate. So Charlie Kirk went on his little show and was like, yeah, you see, and it took one of the other brothers to point out, like, shut the fuck up, bro. You never even finished community college. You sucked at that shit. You didn't even finish school. So why are you worried about what these black
She made her
women
point, but he took it out of context. She
No,
made her point because
no.
that's what it is. She got in, but yet she's one of the top 1%.
And see, but my thing is, let's say affirmative action was the case, which we don't know that. She said somebody came out and interviewed me. It's a whole process for these Ivy League schools. It's not just you write a motherfucking essay. Yeah, you're gonna get an interview. My thing is, you're a talking head at one of the top 3 news stations,
Mm-hmm.
and you talk politics, and you think that the other side ain't gonna take your words and say, see, look.
Yeah, they're gonna twist it just like
Right.
fuck. What you call it? Even said it himself out his own fucking the crack of his mouth. Fucking Clarence Thomas said affirmative action is the reason why he's where he's at.
Yeah,
but let him tell it. It's no good.
Right.
But continue.
And you know what? The foolish thing about him is, I don't know if he checks let me say, I'm just gonna say the papers. I don't know if he reads the news, but this nigga swear it ain't no racism, but every time he checked the papers, he gets blamed as the single vote, like he was the one that did it. Like his vote was gonna, like, if he didn't vote, then those conservative justices still wouldn't have had their way. They don't talk about Kavanaugh, Gorvich, and Alito and all these motherfuckers. It's like, come on, man, this shit is a joke, man.
Isn't he the senior justice now?
No.
Who's the senior justice?
I think he is now.
Let me see. I don't think he's senior. I could be wrong, but I could have swore they said it was somebody else.
Old boy died.
Shit. Senior Chief Justice.
But even, I mean, just going back to college admissions. It's a falsehood. Colleges failed to, they're not the institutions of higher learning that they are made out to be, especially when we have droves of student athletes that go to big colleges that can't fucking read. You know, these institutions fail to be institutions of higher learning. They're just fucking stepping stones for professional sports.
Yeah.
If you hold up a degree to, a kid that went and played 4 years of football but can't fucking read, and then you have a doctor come out of college, the doctor degree loses some value. It should.
But this is, like you said, man, it's the institutions. I mean, it's a bait and switch, especially if you're an athlete. Because if you get hurt, you fucked. Because I don't think they really care now that, especially now they got this transfer portal stuff or whatever. Kids aren't focused on the school, they're focused on their opportunity. And now you got these NIL deals. It's a whole nother ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Whole nother ball game. So
minor leagues.
Yeah, that's what it is. That people the kids didn't get paid.
It's John G. Roberts Jr. is the Chief Justice.
John Roberts. He just looked better. That's all.
Black don't crack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but John Roberts looked good for his age, man. If he's the senior Supreme Court justice,
that's what I was about to
And
say.
Clarence
Yeah.
Thomas
looks
ain't
good.
black.
Oh, God damn. Next. Yep, you did that.
Yeah,
You
man.
did that one. That was slick.